Because the way his hair, how long his hair is in the
So
back.
we should all be different snakes. There's enough snakes to
That's
go
what I
around,
was
so,
thinking.
yeah.
At one point, I was like, that'd be hilarious.
Would it be wrong if we were all just Negans?
I mean, there were
The
several.
TV one, the comic book.
Somebody should just go with Jeffrey Dean Morgan
Yeah.
from Rampage. Because he was basically Negan without the jacket. Just different versions
Somebody else
of
could be
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Somebody else could be The Rock, and then Sam, you could be George, and then we could all just go around and. Yeah, it's okay, Sam. It's okay, Sam.
I'd rather go
I
with
wish
Rock.
that was recorded.
It is.
Yes!
Yes! Yes, forever.
That's the opening.
That's it.
Start the music.
Right there.
All right.
Welcome to No Outside Food Loud, episode 18. We're a group of entertainment junkies here to talk about the latest movie news and rumors. Today we're going to discuss our favorite movie trilogies, and also if we could choose a movie to remake, what would it be? And because we're taping on Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day, by the way, we'll talk about our favorite moms in media. Woohoo! I'm Adam, and I'll be Hart. And with my co-host powers combined, we will summon Captain Planet.
Oh my god.
I'm glad y'all got that one.
Oh no.
Fellow Planeteers with me, Sam Lim,
Fire.
Dead.
Yeah.
Chris Felix,
Wind.
Eddie McGowan,
He can't focus.
Water.
and Chris Gagne.
You're Kwame.
Heart. Earth.
Yeah.
Hey, I took heart, so none of y'all had to, okay?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Heart. Thank you.
You are the heart. Let's be real.
I'm glad y'all laughed at that one.
That was great.
Cut me off guard with that one.
That was good. Thank you.
Not a problem. Where are we starting today, guys? Just some random news. We got a bunch of random stuff going on this week, so
Random movie news.
let's start with movie news. Yeah.
All right.
We're always talking Marvel or DC in one way or another. So I heard that Flashpoint is canceled or rumored to be canceled. At least that storyline. They still want to do a Flash movie, but they don't want to do that reboot, I guess, of the universe.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So maybe they'll save that for another day.
I'm kind of worried about DC, man. Like, it keeps tumbling back. Like, keeps getting worse and worse. And I'm like, oh man, they need a break. They really need a freaking break. Like, I really hope they could make a comeback one of these days.
This definitely feels like a kind of tail between the legs move where they kind of said that they were going to do this storyline because they wanted to kind of wipe the slate clean of what had been so far, and then they just didn't know what to do, and then you had directors bounced from the project. And
I feel like that was kind of based on reaction.
Yeah, I feel like they know they've got bankable, character in Wonder Woman, so they can keep that going for a little bit. They've got Aquaman coming still. They're not going to continue that storyline at all. Like, they're going to kill it. I think that Batman's going to be delayed until they decide to just cancel it and start over. I mean, it feels like none of that news beyond Aquaman is good.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of just flying by one thing at a time.
Wait, so did you hear, is the film altogether canceled, or are they just not going to go the Flashpoint route?
Yeah, just the Flashpoint round I hear is just canceled.
Yeah, because Aquaman's coming out this year. As far as we know, this is still in the same universe as what we've already seen. So
Yeah.
do you think they're just going to, after this, maybe we're not going to see that same universe?
I feel maybe that Flashpoint is maybe too dark for what they want to do now. Like, maybe they'll just pick a different Flash type scenario that they can really play on his humor. Make it more of like an Ant-Man type movie instead of like
Either
a
way,
downer and a
they'll
restart.
blame Barry for the timeline.
Well, I mean, that's always a good reset. And so maybe they'll just, save Flashpoint for when they're like, dumpster fire is about to happen. So
Oh, like now?
Dumpster fire already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still want to see a Flash movie. It kind of sucks to hear that, but at the same time, seeing Flashpoint come like kind of so early on in the universe that they're building, like that's kind of like jumping the gun. Like they already haven't.
Well,
I mean,
I kind of feel like they throw these titles on the movies just to get hype on them, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we're changing our minds." They kind of do that with Marvel, like, "Oh, this is not a 2-part movie now; this is a 1-part movie." And they change titles and they hide titles, so maybe it all is just to drive the train,
Well, the hard part is Marvel can afford to do that. They can totally afford to do that. But with DC, it's like, man, that pulse, it's getting really low. It's about to disappear, man. It's about to flatline so bad. And I feel bad, dude. I really hope that Aquaman can pull some numbers. but I'm sure the critics will be really harsh about it.
Well, the problem is that it's all going to be compared to Avengers now. That made like $1 billion in like 11 days. So we're like, they're comparing everything to Michael Jordan now.
Well, hopefully it gets compared to Wonder Woman. Hopefully they saw what Wonder Woman could do and they can make him interesting and not so surfer bro.
Well, yeah.
Well, everything that came out of everything that came out of CinemaCon said it looks good. So I mean that's at least something.
Something, yes.
Positive.
Yeah, because I do want to see a little bit more depth to the character because I liked him in Justice League. I thought he was fun, but in the end, he really was just such a surfer bro. Yeah. Like he didn't really have much more to that other than just that exterior.
He just had like quips.
Yeah, which was fun. It was enjoyable and entertaining, but there's really not much more to that character other than that. You don't really see many Aquaman powers at all in the movie, aside from the underwater scene. Like
he speared some people.
Oh wait, so drinking's not a superpower?
Drinking.
Because he chugged like a mofo.
He's kind of a badass at drinking. But
he
we
drank like a fish.
We need a little more backstory on this character.
Yeah, it's your first dad joke. Don't forget, I'm keeping track of this shit. I'm watching.
Yes.
All right, then Marvel, of course, they're always moving and shaking. Disney's having a fight over their merger with Fox. What's up with that, Gagne?
Yeah, so Comcast, not to be outdone in the wars for IP. I feel like that's where we're headed now. These giant conglomerates want to suck up as much as they can. It sounded good for Disney to be getting Fox. They made a bid. It was accepted. It was going to review, and then Comcast kind of came in the 13th hour and were like, hey, but actually, we'll pay you more. And I think they went up about 50% higher than what Disney did. Like they legit just don't want that in Disney's hands because they're fearful of lack of content, and Disney will be able to merge in all the Marvel characters together. And I think that the dicks over at Comcast are easily
they're trying to break up an Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, yeah, they didn't want to work. They didn't want to work with Marvel on a new Hulk movie, and it's more of that crap. NBC owns, or Comcast owns NBC, owns Universal. It's they want to get some of it for themselves, and so we may not see X-Men and Marvel movies, or at least
I heard
not.
something. I'm sorry, like the offer was around like $50+ billion or something like that for Fox, and I heard something about Comcast actually trying to offer up cash.
Oh yeah, trying to offer cash last minute.
That's crazy.
Your cash.
Yeah, I got $50 billion in cash.
Me and Eddie will take it.
I don't have any. Looks like. I'll make you characters. Fishman.
And they'll be good.
Cat, female.
The boy that pokes me in the eye when I'm trying to sleep.
Piso de la muerda. Whatever.
What?
I don't even know what you guys are saying
Spanish.
Trying to be multicultural about it.
Good job.
All we're saying is we need 1% of that $50 billion.
We need 0.1%.
I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, I'll take 0.25%. I mean, I'm not greedy.
Shoot. We take 1%. We could definitely fly back and forth, seeing Gagne to record easily.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, we'd be quitting our day
we
jobs.
We could buy him
and
a
just
house
podcasting.
here, and buy all of us a house, and then buy a house in the center, and that would be our studio. And then we would all have cars to take from the same block.
golf carts.
Golf carts,
bro.
yeah, golf carts for sure, dude. And they'd all be like little Batmobiles and shit.
Golf
We can,
cart
just
over
we
each
can
other's
name our
houses.
car. We can put the license plates on our Lamborghinis and call them golf carts.
There you go. Try to get those connections.
You guys can help us by sharing our episode, and liking and downloading.
And go
To Comcast.
Put your account to GoFundMe.
Donations accepted.
So you're trying to buy an Adam iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're still working on that.
There's always one.
All right, Sam. Tell us a little bit about our favorite cartoon.
So we found out this week that our good old friends over at Rick and Morty got renewed for a whole new 70 episodes.
How many?
70.
How many?
Yes.
Pickle
What's it-
Rick.
That's like
What's that
that's
come
like
up to? Like 5 seasons?
That's more episodes than they've actually released.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
So can't wait to see all the comedy, the humor, and all the guest appearances of the voices. Like, man, there has to be more adventures out there because the multiverse.
But that's awesome. I love some Rick and Morty. I got into that pretty late, but
Yeah, same. Like
Not as late as me.
as
You have to
long
watch
as you
an
get into it.
episode.
Oh, really? So yeah.
we need to.
What was the episode that converted you?
I think the Pickle Rick one actually. Yeah, it was just like I saw that section on whatever Facebook and was like, oh my god, that had like 1 million movie references. That was
Nice.
awesome. I have to check this out. Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, dude. It was like
Super
some random episode. Like I don't even know what's going on, but this is kind of funny. And then I just started watching it from the beginning with my friend. But no, my wife Sam. I turned her onto it with the Pickle Rick episode. It's just like the perfect entry episode. I think
So
it has a perfect beginning, middle, and end. It's great action. It's like pretty much a perfect parody of Die Hard, and it's a pickle going on a fucking adventure. It's amazing.
For me, my episode was Mr. Meese.
That
Trying
was
to help him with the golf stroke.
That was amazing. Yeah, it was the first episode
that
for
one
me,
hits me as a golfer.
because I started watching like 6 months before the newer season 3 came out or whatever, and it was just the first episode when it was like, is this really like Doc and
Marty
but,
and
like a fucked up
Doc Brown.
drunk one. At first, like he just goes into his room drunk as fuck. It was like, Marty,
Marty, we're going. We're gonna do this thing. We gotta
go.
I'm not sure, Rick. I have school tomorrow morning. I gotta go.
I know. I want to hear the announcement of the 70 episodes, but like between those two.
I just really enjoyed the cast too. Like, if you look at the list of the cast, it's amazing cast. Like, it's everyone you know from other TV shows, and you're like, yeah, I support the show big time.
And I love the like the cable, the universe cable episodes or whatever.
What are the different
So
TV shows?
stupid. It's like, we have a bunch of ideas. Let's just throw them into this one episode.
Yeah. I think that's a clip that actually originally hooked me for whatever stupid reason. It's the one where they're watching all the random channels.
Yeah.
And it's
The Mind Blowers.
Zorp Field, I think it was. It's a weird parody of Garfield, and it was so. I don't even know what the dialogue was. It was so stupid, and you could tell it's improvised because he even cracks.
Yeah.
like as he's
He's
reciting
laughing.
the line. But for some reason, that just hooked me.
You got your fake doors. I got fake doors here and fake doors there, and like that whole thing where he just
got
drives
ants in
for
my
like
eye.
a solid 2 minutes, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, you thought we were done, but here's some more fake doors. And you're like, it's fucking stupid, but I love
It's
it.
stupid, but it's a hilarious show.
Yeah.
Get on
Then,
it.
did you guys catch the new trailer this week for Predator? Anybody?
I did.
What'd you think, Gagne? What's your opinion on it?
I'm a sucker for those. I'll watch them. I don't think that the Alien versus Predator movies were good, but they're still fun to watch.
Correct.
It's real. inside baseball.
Yeah, the trailer was okay. It lost me when they said hybrids. I just can't. I can't get into that after Alien 4. But like Anya said, they're entertaining. I'm gonna watch them. I love Predators.
Yeah.
I don't have a high bar for it, of course, but it's.
But you know what? That's kind of what got me interested, was like the hybrid thing, because it kind of makes sense for predators. These like universal scouting kind of beings to go around hunting things. Like, why not? Why wouldn't they want to inject themselves with other DNA that they've conquered and destroyed? Like, maybe it's their way of becoming a more powerful race. So that's kind of what got my interest. But I didn't really like. I mean, the way it was edited, but it looks like the kid is responsible for summoning
bringing them
the
down.
predators.
Yeah,
and
like-
Yeah.
I feel like we've
control the
seen that
ship.
before. It's like, well, you got to blame the dumb kid all the time for bringing in, trouble to the world. So I hope there's more to it than just that, but I don't really like that they're kind of going that direction with it.
Maybe it'll explain their
Seems a
risk
convenient way to bring the Predators back.
right?
Yeah.
It's a easy writing.
But I heard it has something to do with Danny Glover's character from Predator 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe it's some tech that they left
Okay.
during that trip, and maybe that's what summons them back to Earth.
Okay.
If Danny Glover comes back, that would be amazing because he loved
Yeah.
this shit.
Yes.
And he says, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
I like the last Predators movie with
Yes.
The
I
Predators.
almost called him the nose.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody.
I think I saw that one once when it came out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
saw
enjoyed
it
it.
twice
It's
in
okay.
theaters.
I like Topher Grace in it too, like the sniveling, the thing that he does.
The thing that Venom.
yeah.
No.
That guy.
Yeah.
It was
But-
very random too when I saw Danny Trejo showed up in that movie. I was like, "What? The machete's in here? All right, cool. Sign me up."
I mean, if you had to hunt a predator, who would you bring with?
Yeah, you want to bring Danny
fucking
Trejo.
Trejo.
Yeah,
right.
with all them blades, I'm good. But this one, it doesn't seem as the importance of the situation. Like the other trailers, like, oh man, can't believe this is gonna happen. But this one, I don't know, seems a little too relaxed, too casual. The one line.
What do you mean, like as we're fighting a predator, we got some.
Yeah, there wasn't really any pop with the reveal of the predator. It's just like, I don't know. It just nothing about it really like hooked me in. Like I didn't really feel like an imminent
More of an
threat.
action movie than
Yeah, it's like,
kind of a,
I don't feel like this is going to appeal to anybody that's not familiar with the Predator franchise. Like we know it because we know Predator because we're old. But like, I don't know. It's something about it just didn't really like hook me in. Like I saw, I'm like, oh, this seems kind of forgettable for whatever reason.
Hopefully we get a second trailer.
Yeah, well, it is a teaser, so
yeah,
I'm
a
sure we'll
little
get a more, a fuller trailer later on.
I'm always in. I love the Predators. I read the books, the AVP books too. Love them. Can't wait.
we're also getting a Bill and Ted 3. This is the rumor. Like 25 years later.
Confirmed, wasn't it? I thought it was confirmed.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Well, it'll lead us into our remakes category. Like, do we really need a Bill and Ted 25 years later?
Well, I kind of like the premise of it. I think it's called Bill and Ted 3. Bill and Ted Face the Music or something like that. So I guess that's really what it is, that they're just being a bunch of like bum middle-aged guys and their wives are like working double shifts at
Tired of them
Denny's.
and shit.
I think I read the premise like, no, this is literally what I read. Like their wives, which I hope it's still the princesses. Of
course the princesses.
I think they're working like double shifts at Denny's and the guys are just middle-aged, like, slackers. And like, they're like, oh, we're getting too old and we still haven't saved the world with our music yet. So I guess this is going to be like their last minute rush to be the musicians they're destined to be. So I actually really like that.
Sign me
premise,
on.
so
I love it. Sign me in.
excited.
I'm going to go.
I'm down.
I'll use my movie pass that Gagne has. I'll borrow his to get my free tickets.
You can borrow his.
By that point, they're going to check your DNA to make sure you're the person. on
No
shit,
kidding,
that's
right?
true. That's true.
Yeah, they
They'd
can't
be
let
like,
that pass
they
anymore.
can be like, excuse me, you're in Vegas for one movie. You came back to Oregon.
Canceled.
You didn't upload your ticket correctly. There was a glare.
Now you must retinal scan.
I can't complain with the amount of money I've saved in movies over the last 6 months. I mean, even if I get canceled, it paid for itself already. So
Oh, for sure.
whatever
I
happens.
still gotta get one.
Well,
Say
Birthday's
la
coming
vie.
soon.
with Bill and Ted, I think that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. But definitely some remakes that don't need to be made. Definitely some that we want to be made that never get made. So we decided we were going to try and make a list of what we would like if we were to remake a movie. Who wants to start?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys. Don't be
All
shy.
right, so I'll throw out a couple that I think I've seen recently that I liked. I'm a big fan of the remakes lately of the country films that were older ones, like what was it? True Grit was recently made with Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
310 to Yuma. So in general, I'd say they've found some westerns. I don't think that Magnificent Seven was great, but it was enjoyable because it was Denzel and Chris Pratt. But I enjoy the remakes of the westerns because I think they can do a lot more with them now than they couldn't back then. And so
Agreed.
it's that like middle ground where it doesn't have to be this CGI action film, but at the same time it can kind of play a little more than those
We have
old
more practical
50s.
effects
Yeah,
now than
exactly.
we did then. So.
And then that leads me to Westworld, of course, because while it's not a remake
Yes.
of a movie, it got remade into this amazing science fiction TV show. And I mean, God, it's just, yeah. So,
So brilliant.
honorable mention to it because the TV series was fantastic, but this movie scared the crap out of me. And
It did
I was-
everybody. Surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah,
Still
I
haven't
was
seen it.
skeptical when they cast what's his face, the young Skarsgård brother and
Skarsgård?
yeah, Skarsgård.
Sorry, how do you
Skarsgård.
pronounce it, Eddie?
I don't
Can you tell me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Skarsgård?
Skarsgård?
Did you say it wrong?
No.
Would you say?
I think
For anything.
you said you didn't
Let's not
see the
bring
movie. Eddie, are you with
How do you
us?
say penguin?
Who wants to go next?
Oh, he didn't pick.
He's not done yet.
He didn't pick a movie.
What do you
yet.
remake?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want me to pick one to actually remake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one that you would like to see remade that hasn't been remade, or maybe it has been remade and it deserves another?
Yeah. Like
Man.
Robin Hood, because we have so many remakes of Robin Hood that we need a new
Yeah,
one.
you'll have to come back to me with that one.
Okay.
I still have yet to think of one that all the ones I would want to remake are just so good that you shouldn't remake them. Like,
I know.
Yes. See,
what
that was a big part of my argument too.
that's-
Was like you don't want to remake some of these classic movies, but like you want to see a newer, updated version of them, like Princess Bride or something for me.
He made me change my pick because he's talking about westerns, and I immediately thought of, and it would be sacrilegious to remake it, but the good, the bad, the ugly.
yeah.
Oh, who would you guess in that?
Yeah, who's gonna take
Young-
place of Clint
Obviously,
Scott
Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood. Apparently, they're twins, right?
I don't know who I'd pick for the other guys, but for sure he looks just like him. I don't want to ruin my my memory.
Why not?
Oh, that's too funny.
But yeah, I love that movie, and I just like all of Clint Eastwood's old West movies. So that's what I did. I didn't come up with a pitch though. So
For me, I liked Grandma's Boy. I really think that deserves a sequel. Not necessarily a remake, but at least a sequel. See where they went.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a funny movie. For all the movies that get sequels nowadays, making $50, that one definitely surprised me. So I don't know why I didn't get a sequel. I put Masters of the Universe. Love the 80s version, right? So nowadays we have so much good CGI, and I think we can remake that one, or even make a sequel. I don't even know. They're missing a franchise there, I think.
Definitely.
Hasn't that been like in talks to be remade for like a long time? I feel like I've
I
heard
have no
that
doubt
somewhere.
about it, but I don't know why they haven't got. Maybe they just haven't found an actor, like Dolph.
Bring back Dolph.
I mean, it's Rick Dolph.
You can just CGI his face younger or something, right?
Why not?
why not?
I also put Ace Ventura.
Oh my God, yes.
Remake it. Give me. I don't know who you would get nowadays to play.
Just no Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart's low burnout. Kevin Hart's low burnout.
But love
I
me
would
some
pay to
Ace
see him be
Ventura.
stupid like that.
What else did I put? Willow from
Oh my God,
back in the
Willow.
80s. Yeah, I would
That's
love
one of my
to see
favorite
either-
movies.
Yeah. One of my favorite 80s movies, Val Kilmer, back in the day. Remake it, sequel it, something. I think obviously you're missing something there with all the crazy old things they reach back to nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's my list. What do you think, Felix?
I think you have a pretty good list, bro.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I dig that.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to cover all grounds because I pretty much remakes that I appreciate, something I feel like shouldn't be remade, and then I have a pitch for something that I don't know if I want remade, but I'm damn curious to see how it will turn out. So remakes that I did appreciate, ironically enough, because I'm always hating on horror movies nowadays, but I actually really enjoyed the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh yeah,
yes.
that's really good.
The Zack Snyder remake. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
I love that. I
Good
liked it
cast
too.
all around. It was just a fun, entertaining zombie movie before we got too burned out on zombies.
Yeah,
that one-
that's true. It was before the
It was
kind of
like-
big zombie
They,
craze,
they
to be honest.
kind of made it.
Yeah, it was right at the beginning, I
Yeah, it was right at the beginning
Yeah,
of the new craze of fast zombies and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And then another one was The Evil Dead. I actually really enjoyed the Evil Dead remake. I know that one was kind of a controversial choice, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was over the top, gory. It was
was
just
fun.
Greatest cameo ever at the
It
very
had
end for the
that old
post-credit
school
scene.
magic that you felt from watching the movie the first time.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it because they were able to recapture that. That was a good call.
It was just a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed that one. So those are, a couple of remakes that I liked. There's a crap ton we can go over. But one movie that I was definitely thinking that I would never want to see be remade, and I don't think you could, was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And that's just one thing that could never be redone because you would be
can't do the same
eliminating
style now.
Yeah, you would be defeating the purpose of the film. It's like crossing over these genres of classic, golden age of Hollywood with classic, still hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you just couldn't do it. It just absolutely could
Well,
not be done.
they made that game Cuphead in a similar style. Kind of bring that
Yeah.
back. So like they could make it. They could update it. Maybe.
No, respect Bob Hoskins. God rest his soul.
Also, Disney made sure that every single one of their characters had exactly the same amount of time as the Looney Tunes characters and stuff like that, like down to the second.
What do you
Really?
mean in the movie?
Yeah, in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I saw the breakdown. That was pretty interesting. But anyway, so I had a pitch for a remake. So I thought maybe about this a little too deeply. So my whole point with this is like movies should not be remade in general. Like you can never really do justice to a classic film. So I was thinking a lot of like old shitty films that I would want to see be remade, but even then it's already been done. Just leave it be. So I thought of just getting really crazy with something. So I thought let's take Mrs. Doubtfire. And let's get that movie and let's remake that into a psychotic horror killer, serial killer movie. Because you could never recapture the magic of Robin Williams. God
Yeah,
rest
you
his soul
can.
as well. There's absolutely no way you could ever replicate the magic of that film. But if you just look at the
New
premise of
genre.
that film, you have a divorced father who will do whatever it takes to see his children, no matter what it takes, whether it be cross-dress and be a fake babysitter hiding right under their nose of the mother and the fucking children. That's fucking terrifying if you really think about it. So I'm thinking, let's make this guy a real psychotic killer. Maybe he's got a fucking, history in prison. Maybe let's give him a Hannibal Lecter sort of persona. Maybe he likes wearing people's skins.
Sounds very Dexter.
Right.
Dude, maybe Mrs. Doubtfire was a real person and now he's wearing her skin. Maybe that's
I
what
feel
he's
like
doing.
You need to write this and then pitch it to WWE Films for Mick Foley to star in.
No, actually, I already thought of who I want in this. I want David Fincher to direct this because he directed Seven. Great film. He also did Gone Girl, another great dark morbid film. And I want Steve Carell to play the main character. Because if you saw Foxcatcher, you know he can go metamorphose. Just completely change his whole persona around, be super creepy and charming at the same time.
His range was crazy in that movie. I was surprised by that.
That's my pitch. I want a super horror R-rated version of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Nice.
I like
There
it.
you go.
I like it as well. Would you call it Miss Doubtfire? Or would you like? Can we play on that?
It's got Mrs. Surefire. Like she's possible.
Oh no, it's Miss Doubtfire and with the question mark because you're in doubt.
Hyphen.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought real deep.
I like that one.
Super deep. I think Sam went deep with his one too. So what do you got, Sam?
All right, so keep up with mine. I wrote down a classic movie. I know people are going to be disgruntled at first, but hear me out. So my remake is of Jaws. It's a Jaws remake. Now listen. Hear me out before you guys do your thing and bitch about it. So Jaws, starring The Rock, Gerard Butler, and Liev Schreiber. So in this story, it would take place in Hawaii during like heavy vacation season. Everyone's there.
Motherfucker's got a script.
Yeah, people are being attacked by sharks, and The Rock would be the captain of the boat that does the tour guides. Gerard Butler would be that drunk fisherman.
Need a bigger muscle.
That's always angry.
Is The Rock gonna sing "You're Welcome" because I'm in?
We could.
I guess if you want him to.
The Rock could do anything he wants, man.
That's
But
true.
then I wrote down for Gerard Butler to be the drunk fisherman that finally teams up with The Rock.
Hell yeah, he'd
But
be the
the
grumpy old dude with the beard.
Exactly.
That's racist.
But the reason they would team up is because of Liev Schreiber, because he's the marine biologist.
Oh, he's the smart one.
Yeah, he's the smart one.
Oh, it's fantastic, Sam.
Exactly.
All right,
It'll
so
make
where does the
money.
shark come in?
Who's playing the shark?
John Cena.
John Cena.
You don't see
Can't
him
see him.
for the first half of the movie.
So that's the movie they're making.
Oh my god!
We got half
Where's the shark? We can't see him.
Oh my god, that's
We're
Have
gonna
this
need
movie
some
made
bigger
right now.
egos.
Is this the movie that The Rock's directing with John Cena?
I don't know, man. It'd be
I hope
hilarious. But that was my pitch for a remake was just doing Jaws, but more modern take on it, where it takes place in Hawaii during vacation season. People are being attacked, and The Rock realizes that the waves are a little different. He doesn't understand why, and now he finds out there's a shark there attacking everyone. And of course, it pisses off Gerard Butler because he can't go fishing, because it's eating everything. So it's messing with his money
Right.
and his alcohol, and he's just angry.
I can't go
Angry.
fishing.
Is he gonna be Scottish in it?
Whatever. I don't know.
That's what.
Can you have a
is
line?
this
Can you have a line? It's time to go fishing.
You gotta do it with a Scottish accent. No.
As he shoots the
I don't
harpoon
wanna do
through
it.
the eye. Oh,
I'm
man.
Scottish and I don't like.
Oh my god, this is too hilarious. But yeah, that was my remake.
Fantastic.
Did you think of one, Ganya?
No, I think I would err on the side of wanting to do something that I already love and appreciate, like the first Terminator, because it was made in 84. If you could make that, it was such a dramatic story that if you just kind of did that again with some better special effects and some new characters,
Right. Like they could with video games, just remaster it.
yeah,
Make it prettier.
yeah, get some new actors, just make it a refresh. It can be shot for all I care. I mean, it's such a good movie, but yeah, you go back and watch and you're like, okay, well, the special effects obviously in the 80s weren't the best, but
Like they did for Beauty and the Beast. Reface it for this.
I actually like that movie.
I did
like
too.
it too. Yeah.
That's whatever.
I'll say, Gandhi, what about they remake your Terminator, but with the Grateful Mind of Christopher Nolan?
Oh,
That should be pretty intense.
I mean,
Be
great,
kinda cool.
great shots,
trailer
dramatic
gonna-
effect,
I don't hate that at all. Actually, if you were to redo the original one, like the horror genre,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
don't touch T2. Leave it alone.
No, never. That's one. That's on
That's
that.
when, that's when we don't need a remake.
yeah. I was gonna ask, does anyone have remakes that they don't ever want to see made like
Oh,
redone?
I said Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Don't
Yeah,
don't
that's
dare.
that's
I was gonna say The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
7.
I'm gonna go with Gremlin.
Oh, Seven is such
yes.
a good one.
Shit, that's a good one.
Like yes, I
That's a
love
good
7.
The one that I wouldn't want remade was already remade.
Which
What was that?
Ghostbusters.
Oh,
I still
no.
and before anyone messaged me about women or some shit, it's not about that.
yeah.
That's like my favorite movie as a kid. I would watch that and then watch Little Mermaid and then watch Ghostbusters again. And yeah, the fact that they like as soon as I heard that they were remaking it, I just died a little inside.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
That cartoon in the 90s was fantastic.
Oh my God, I love it. They had to call it the real Ghostbusters because some other cartoon is called Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
They're both on
with
Netflix.
monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And the guy who played Venkman in the
cartoon.
you know what? Forget it. Yeah, in the cartoon, he voiced Venkman in that, and then he voiced Garfield in the cartoon Garfield show.
Oh,
and then
Bill Murray
yeah,
played Garfield.
yeah, and obviously he's
right.
the character in
Venkman.
Ghostbusters.
I think I remember hearing about that too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Coincidence?
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
All right, anything else on remakes, guys?
Stop making them.
Stop making it. Come up with new shit.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff is like you could just name it something else and it would work.
I said that about Jumanji last year.
Ocean's 8.
But
Jumanji was great.
it was fine. So yes.
It was great.
Yeah, but it didn't need to be
Smoldering.
called Jumanji. It was basically just for name recognition.
Don't cry.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's jump into favorite trilogies.
Yes.
All right, plenty out there to choose from. Somebody's gonna say Star Wars.
All of us. Just say it.
Well, see, I was going to ask about this because like
Actually, if it's something
there's
else.
some movies that like there's just one movie way too many, and it kind of nobody accounts for them into like the original classic trilogy. It was kind of hard to pick this one at first because I remember like, oh damn it, there was this one goddamn movie too many on these. Like I wanted to say Indiana Jones, but then I'm like, oh yeah, the fucking
sure.
Crystal Skull. Damn it.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So that kind of screws it up. I almost wanted to say Die Hard. I'm like, oh damn it, they made 2 more fucking movies with that too.
Both on my little list of side movies here. How about Pirates of the Caribbean?
And there was those
How about
two. Yeah, the first 3 were
Aliens?
fine. And-
Aliens,
yeah,
wow.
exactly. Stop. But no, so the one that I did settle on, which is I will still say one of the best of all time, Back to the Future. I fucking love this franchise. I love all 3 movies. They're all great in their own way. First movie is just the perfect movie. If you
They all hold up
close to perfect
still.
at least. Yeah, they
They're
all still hold
funny,
up.
Fantastic.
The second movie still has the iconic image of the future, or at least what I wanted as a kid, and it's still like that's still one of my favorite scenes in any movie. Third movie, it incorporated that classic Western vibe, and I just love how it just kind of ties in all the films. Being in the same town, all these different eras of time. So
all the characters that just
yeah,
come
they're all
back
kind
to,
of redone and like they're all in different places.
generations.
Yeah,
and-
so I love it. They're still fun movies. They still hold up to this day. So that's my pick. Back to the Future.
Fantastic. Good choice.
Very good choice.
I'll just go with the Man with No Name trilogy.
Go deeper into that one.
A few dollars more, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just they're all just so good. But I just have it on my mind right now. So because I would pick Star Wars the original trilogy because I grew up and watched them like a billion times, and who hasn't?
A lot of people now.
Yeah, I know it's getting
Sadly.
sadly.
That really old movie, Empire Strikes Back.
I said my little cousin, but he's like 20 something. I'm old. He was like, what do you like more, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? I was like, what? Star Wars? Why is that even a question? And he's like, nah, man, I like Lord of the Rings. I was like, I just don't like you anymore. Just,
Oh,
She
man.
looked at me
go
like
away.
You're
dead
really
to
going to not like me when I put up my choice then.
Uh-oh.
me.
Oh, you
Sweet.
better not have said The Hobbit.
Go ahead,
I
Sam.
will leave.
do we need to let it out of the bag, or do we just kind of wait for that?
Let's save that for last. Let's put that under the blanket.
I say, well, mine was pretty simple. I went with Blade trilogy.
Oh,
I enjoyed all 3 Blade movies. I enjoyed the growth of the character from the first one to the second one with Guillermo del Toro directing, and then to the last one with David S. Goyer directing. Like you can see Blade's transition as he grows as a character, and he's starting to lose hope in humanity and his tattoos, like from his travels, and then also the development of all the villains and how each character brought a different style to the trilogy itself. So I really appreciate it. Plus, the second one was my introduction to Guillermo del Toro, his horror style and the way his suspense and thriller, like it was really good. And then transition over to the last one, which was introduction to Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds as Hannibal King. Like
A little more
the
humor to it.
Yeah, a little quip,
Yeah.
the one-liners. Like it made me enjoy the whole trilogy big time.
Also agree with that. Really like Snipes.
Another
in
good
that one.
trilogy, yeah.
yeah. I thought it was an autobiography. That's not really. I thought that was about Wesley Snipes. No.
This is what he does on his days off. What do you got, Gagne?
I'm going to be in the minority here, but it still for me holds up, and I still love it. So I will defend the second and third film till I die, but I love the Matrix trilogy.
Ooh,
Hey,
nice.
I'm with you there.
I was
buddy.
gonna put that, but then I was like, man, number one just blows the other two out of the water. It's like so
And-
much that.
And while I
the second
agree, I've let the other two simmer, and I've gone back and rewatched them, and I like them. I fondly recall seeing the second one in our IMAX and
Yes.
just being blown away. It was still visually stunning. Yes, it wasn't a new, fresh story like the first one was, where just you were not expecting that. But I mean, I like it. I like it for Keanu and for martial arts and sci-fi and robots, and it just
Yeah, it definitely has. It dives way farther into the themes of the Matrix, So
my redeeming one was going to be the new Apes trilogy. In case you guys hated on me too much for the Matrix, but I got a lot of love for that. So.
no, I think we all love the Matrix.
Matrix is
that's
great.
a good choice too. I did enjoy the second and third films.
I did
as
too.
well.
Yeah, I love the second one because of the martial arts.
Oh,
scenes.
that highway scene, the highway chase scene where they're
yeah.
trying to get the keymaker away is just
Oh, yeah.
something beautiful. To build a freeway to do this shoot on, I mean, like they built a whole freeway. Like it's
I still love the soundtrack for that movie too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Cool. I gotta agree with you on the Apes trilogy as well. I love all three of those movies. I thought those were all great.
I think they were good. Not on my favorite trilogies list though, if I would say.
I knew everyone was going to
they
pick
were
Star
good.
Wars, so I had to
True. Yeah.
look elsewhere.
Well, of course, the original trilogy Star Wars. Nobody's picking the prequels.
I still like the prequels.
With Mannequin Skywalker.
Yeah, you love Jar Jar. Don't get me wrong.
no.
All right, so mine is Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit, because fuck The Hobbit.
Thank you.
But Lord of the Rings, I think they all still hold up. The story is fantastic. It's actually drawn from the books so well. Go ahead, you're
But no,
pointing at
no,
me.
I was gonna say, do you like them more than the original Star Wars trilogy?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
More than the original Star Wars trilogy? That's the tough one. That's they're pretty close for me, but yes, I do like them more than the original Star Wars trilogy.
I'm leaving.
It's okay. We're all still friends. We're all here to support each other.
I like the movies too.
I could actually respect that. The whole like Star Wars comparison to Lord of the Rings. If I think about both of those trilogies, I absolutely adore the second film in both of them. And there's parts in the first and the third of both of those that I could be like, well, I could leave that. Like, there's some really great stuff, but there's some like long intro.
Sure.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, long exits on the last Lord of the Rings, probably an hour's worth of endings, but they're wrapping up so many
Fade
storylines
to black.
and characters. Yeah, I just loved all the themes and characters in that book and movies, and just one of my favorite movies of all time is Return of the King. So
Yeah, I really.
So, for someone that read the book and watched the movie, was it a good transition?
well, the thing with the books are like really tough to read.
Well,
They're kind
they're
of
high
old school.
fantasy, so they're like they describe everything in a room.
Yeah.
So like right now, they would talk about the microphones, the wires being that
Strewn
like,
across the table in a
strewn-
pattern of,
Exactly, everything is described. So it's
It's a dry
it's a
read.
long a long road. The one thing that the first Lord of the Rings has, I think, is that first opening scene where they're having the war where they're attacking Sauron and that big fight. Like it opens up with this giant scene where Star Wars is kind of slow at the beginning. I think
Star Wars literally opens with a battle on a spaceship.
I know, but I guess that's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's not nearly as
Darth
epic. I
Vader.
agree.
Never mind.
Don't worry,
I
God.
changed my mind.
I'm watching Eddie eating his
Well,
words.
that's only like the different generations there. Like this opens with kind of slow action, and then in the 2000s, you kind of open with you want to hook them right
Yeah.
away, so you slam them right into the
And
the
all
battles.
the computer stuff and
Yeah. And I think at a period we were at this kind of high CGI type of, in the early 2000s, like The Matrix, and this one kind of was tricked you into jumping into this fantasy realm. So, what else on trilogies, fellas?
I like them all.
I
watch them all.
think everyone had a good selection. Honestly, everyone had a good
I was
choice.
ready to name Toy Story, but then they announced the fourth movie.
But it's still a
so I'm
trilogy.
Like, well, it's not a
Yeah,
trilogy
it's still a trilogy
anymore.
technically.
yes.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's
trilogy.
Fucking great one.
Felix
actually.
let me borrow the third one. Actually, I haven't watched
Seen
it
it?
yet.
Oh, dude, go get your heart broken already.
Yeah. Every time.
That's a true friend right there. I like
That'll
that.
make you
I
cry.
bet.
I'm sorry. It
I
will,
think I've
dude.
seen the
Sobbing
first
like
one.
a little
Yeah,
bitch.
too
Oh,
many
dude,
times.
just towards the end, I got right in the
You
feels.
got a friend in me.
No, like Woody waving goodbye, like with the little girl waving his arm goodbye to Andy. Oh, dude, I lost it.
no.
I was like,
Wait, Adam hasn't.
Where's
been
my
there.
Optimus
Adam
Prime?
hasn't experienced it yet.
oh, sorry.
I'm sure it'll be devastating.
Spoilers.
That's just like us
Spoilers for
announcing
Adam
Spider-Man's
or the
dead
listeners?
without saying that we're
My
spoiling.
bad,
it.
Adam. I did not hear
No,
that.
it's all good.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So what happened, Adam, was that Woody didn't feel too good at the end of Toy Story. As he waved goodbye.
Into the flames, I hear.
That's right.
Disintegrate.
He was strong though. He looked up at his fake father and said he was going to be okay.
So as far as trilogies go, stay away from making the fourth one, and we'll be okay, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
As we're waiting
Most
for the
of the time.
9th Star Wars.
Or the 9th Fast and the Furious.
I think they're already on that, right?
Maybe.
I'm sure they're already making that.
There are. Yeah, let's stop.
Too many. All right, so in... What's the word?
In lieu of Mother's Day?
I was thinking something like that. There's a better word, though. I'm trying to think of one. Anyway.
Not in lieu.
Yeah, that's
But,
like
yeah.
the opposite.
In place of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because it's Mother's Day, we're gonna do a subject on mothers in media. I found this to be a little bit harder than I thought, because on a lot of the superhero stuff that we watch, parents and mothers seem to be, either taken out early or they move on. Yeah.
That's not one worth mentioning.
A lot of family type comedies are where I found the answers to this. What do you think? Moms in media. What's your favorites?
I chose Marge because
Simpson,
she's like
yeah, there you go.
she's like the ultimate mom / wife, like what she has to deal with Homer
All the
and Bart
time.
Simpson. Like, thank God for Lisa. Like, that's got to be the
one
only thing.
sane child.
Yeah, it's got to be the only reason why she still like has blue hair and hasn't gone gray.
Has that much hair.
Right.
Yeah. Like it took her almost 30 years to want a divorce from Homer.
Did she really want a divorce?
In the movie,
okay.
she leaves him,
yeah.
remember? And
Right.
Yeah,
long
Marge. She's been probably a staple of most American kids in
Yeah,
the
growing up,
90s.
right?
So they've been on forever.
yeah,
She was on my list of possible moms in media.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
What you got, Sam?
I chose. Hold on. Don't get mad, Eddie. Okay, don't get mad.
why don't we
I
assume I'm
chose-
gonna be mad?
I chose Martha Kent, but from Smallville.
From Smallville.
From Smallville.
Okay,
So
okay.
hear me out, guys. Before
I
you
love that one. So
before you go all negative on me. The reason I chose Martha Kent from Smallville was because you can see her storyline progress as a mom, trying to understand her son's new powers, trying to be able to keep him calm and also keep her husband calm because, Jonathan, as a father, he can't do shit now. He can't really control Clark because, he has powers. Like, there'll be episodes where
Steals
they
all
butt
the
heads.
virtues into him, Sam.
He's trying to. There'll be there episodes where they're butting heads, and she's the one
sure.
that keeps the family together. Has everyone calm down, force them to sit down, have dinner together, talk out their situations and issues, and even though her gut feeling told her that Lex is not good for Clark, she still gave him a shot every episode.
You
Every
gotta look
season.
for the good in people. That's
Yeah.
kind of what they
Yeah.
instilled in.
And that's what she promoted, and that's why I chose her. Because you can see her just always trying to find the good in the situation and help, her son progress as a person and as a being, to become a better person every day.
she married
Fun.
a Duke, so
a duke.
I love both of the parents in that show. So
Did we all watch Smallville?
Annette,
I didn't actually.
You know what?
No.
I didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it either, but I
Yeah.
watched probably maybe 6 or 7
I
Yeah,
think the whole
seven.
thing's on Hulu,
Yeah.
isn't it? The entire series? Am I
Probably.
right?
Probably.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere.
Am I the one to finish it?
yes,
Probably.
It's like 20 seasons.
Fun.
10.
It's only 10.
Yeah, but the last season was a nightmare. But I won't talk about that. Stay positive.
So, fun fact about Annette O'Toole, who played Martha Kent on that show. She actually played Lana Lang in the original
Yeah,
Superman.
yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I liked that little nod when they cast her.
Of course.
Oh, do you remember the episode where they casted Professor Swan? It was Christopher Reeves. Oh man,
Oh yeah.
that took my
Yeah,
heart. That took my heart so
We were
much.
like texting each other. Like,
Yes.
I'm crying.
Nerdgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally
it was
fanboy.
actually a really good show for what it was at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think I still own a couple of the seasons on DVD. To be
I have
honest,
the first
so.
5 seasons.
Nice.
Really enjoyed his parents too. They kind of really
definitely.
gave him a foundation in the show, and it was all in Smallville, so he had to interact with them a lot, and their friends
time.
always came to his house, and so yeah, it was decent.
I really love that show.
I agree.
I'll watch it eventually.
I'll give you the first season.
Okay, sure. All right, well, anyways, so I picked mom. Sarah Connor. Easy.
Damn you!
Terminator.
Nice.
Really?
That's what I picked.
Good
Damn
one.
it. Well, I got there first.
Which one?
Yeah, well, I picked the Linda Hamilton version, of course.
Okay, of course.
Terminator 2 version, of course, where she's first time you see her in that film, she's fucking doing pull-ups in her cell.
Remember when I said that I knew who you picked?
Yeah, because I'm
'Cause
not
I picked
sure
her.
how great a mom she is, but she's definitely a badass.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so she's just the most badass female character I can think of in recent, I guess the past 30 years now. But yeah, no, she's just an awesome character all around. Always been one of the strongest characters, especially from the first movie to the second one, completely flipped around. Because in the first movie, she's kind of the damsel, just kind of running away constantly. The second one, she completely holds her own ground. Just great character. Great all-around character, I think.
Yeah.
It's still one of the best action movies of all time. So
Totally.
that's my pick. With also honorable mentions to Doris Robertson.
Wait, before you ruin someone else's pick, did he?
Well, I haven't gone yet,
and
but
he
I'm
hasn't gone
gonna
either.
jump on Felix's bandwagon here on Sarah Connor. I was trying to find moms that actually drove the story, had a part in making, the end game. And, Sarah Connor is really one of the only action type female leads that does that. So obviously Terminator 1 and 2, she's always, super strong. And that's what passes on to her son, Connor. So,
Leads the revolution.
There you go.
Strong moments with her. It's always like a strong dramatic moment. Like, I remember seeing that movie, and when she stood by the fence and caught fire, it's crazy.
That scene was nightmare fuel for me.
Oh yeah, like as a kid watching that, it blew my mind. Like everyone's caught fire, the body's melting into the fence. I was like, damn, it was just crazy.
That scared the crap out of me as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Every time I watched that movie, I always buried my face in the pillow. It just scared the crap out of me.
You're like, that's what can happen?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
no.
I mean, we see kids in the playground just disintegrating. I'm like, dude, no.
What about you, Gane?
I went with good old Elastigirl.
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking. That was like the first person that I was gonna mention.
Nice.
My hands down favorite Pixar film, and
Sequel coming.
easily, with the sequel coming and her getting getting to be the lead in the story this time.
yeah.
It's
That airplane
She's
scene,
awesome.
right? In the first one.
oh
Man, that's like one of those scenes that it makes you choke up because just what's happening. She's just trying to get her kid to save them, but then she ends up having to save them herself,
yeah. I mean, she's fantastic, and Holly Hunter, I love her. So I mean, I'm so excited for the second one.
Oh yeah.
It was on my honorable mentions list, along with Lady Catelyn Stark from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Super strong there, although
I
she
liked her
ends
better
up
in the
kind of...
Though she did kind of start the war.
Yeah.
Let's just call it out.
And in
She's
the book, she
responsible
does
for a
come
lot of
back as Lady Stoneheart, which they kind of missed out on. But very cool.
I had honorable mentions earlier. I was mentioning Doris Roberts, just in anything she's ever been in. She was Marie Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond. She's also the grandma and grandma's boy. She's just the most adorable old lady ever. So so honorable mentions to her. And Winona Ryder in Stranger Things. Just got to give it up to her.
that's true.
Talk about crazy
good call.
obsessive mother that'll go too far lengths to save her children. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm surprised no one picked what's her name, Peggy from Married with
Oh
Children.
my god.
Well,
That was a
that was-
hilarious
that's
mom.
good.
I love that
Hilarious
Is she a good
mom.
mother, though?
Not a great mom.
Not a great mom.
All about bonbons and cigarettes.
My honorable mention was Lois from Family Guy.
That's gonna be another one.
On the same level as Marge.
Yep.
Yep. Just putting up with nothing but children in the house and a dog that wants to have sex with you.
Dog.
Damn it, Peter.
Well, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. This will be a little late, but
We love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love all of you.
Most of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If you have questions about it, please ask Eddie. He'll
jeez.
explain more online. Please forward all your questions to him.
All your questions to at Eddie McGowan.
Eddie loves all mothers.
Eddie's gonna have his own blog called "I'm Always in Trouble, Don't Know Why."
Oh god.
Just called the Doghouse.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're referencing.
Burying him more.
We're just gonna dig him a nice hole, just deeper hole. How do you say Skarsgård again?
Kenny's mom. Not Kenny's mom. Kyle's mom.
Cosmo.
Yeah, because she's the biggest bitch in the whole world. she gets a special mention.
Bitch, do all the boys and girls.
Oh my god, he has to hilarious. This episode's so funny.
Oh my god. Sorry for all the swearing this week, Mom.
All right, we found out recently we're explicit.
Yeah.
I know, it's so
Yeah.
fucking cool.
That's
So sorry.
awesome.
I meant to
Oh my
say,
God.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
America.
Oh, nobody finished it.
Oh,
We'll beep this out for those who are offended.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Wait, one real quick. I want to give one quick shout out real quick to the random person from the UK listening to us who's been listening to about 16 episodes. hit us up.
You're
Just
awesome.
very
What's up,
curious,
man?
dude. Because obviously there's one very dedicated person over there. So hey, we won't put you on blast. You don't have to be on the air or anything like that. But just say what's up. Thank you, because you're listening. You're awesome.
That's right. Spread the love.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking your time to listen to our shenanigans for sure. I appreciate it.
I love you. Forget that thing I said about earlier. Fucking off. That was to the people who were offended.
That's why we can't have nice things.
All right.
And we'll get back to Westworld next week.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. Sorry, our moms are more important in Westworld.
Sorry.
Special
Exactly.
edition this week, a little
Yep.
earlier.
I'll try to come back with some more Skarsgård facts.
And Wesley Snipes facts.
Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
Skarsgård. God damn it.
We're gonna find out what this means off the air.
That's
We'll get
Eddie's
back to
like weak point. He can't stop laughing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Say what?
John Cena's the shark. That's what I'm talking about.
It's going to be the best movie ever.
He'll also be Miss Doubtfire. He'll be way creepy. Like
I thought The Rock was going to be
no,
Miss Doubtfire.
no. I said Steve Carell. No, come on. Stick with my pitch, and it'll be fine.
Get Disney on it.
But The Rock, that would be interesting.
Need that Disney money.
It's gonna be Jim Carrey.
He loves his
And he's not
family
gonna
so
use makeup.
much, he's
He's just
ready
gonna-
to kill.
Yeah. See, it works. It wrote itself.
It does work. I like it.
It's gonna be over pretty quick.
You know,
He's
you need
just
to-
gonna kill his ex-wife.
No, he's got to stretch out the creep factor a little bit. We'll make this run about 2-3 hours. I don't know.
You don't want to be too short like The Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Oh man.
too soon.
Wah, wah.
Such a bummer movie.
All right, guys. We're going to end it on that note. Thank you.
I guess.
Thank you all for listening. Catch us next week, episode 19, nofashow.com, Podbean, iTunes, all that stuff.
Facebook, Instagram,
You know
everywhere.
it.
And,
That's right.
Spotify.
Everybody have fun watching Deadpool 2 this Thursday, guys.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself.
I'll definitely have that review next week.
Go to 7-Eleven, grab the cups, grab the straws, do whatever you gotta do.
Those chimichangas.
And check our
Cheeseburger.
Instagram because we'll have some video stuff about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times. Cool. Later, y'all.
Bye.
Right.
Peace.
Thanks.
Bye.